Hey everyone, welcome back to the RPGames YouTube channel. My name is Ralph and we have returned to the capital. I've sold off all the stuff that we gathered in the previous episode. Gave a number of party members some new equipment. I leveled up Riala. And I took a look at the quest log and it's starting to get... there's starting to be a lot of quests which need to be started. But what I want to do here first is have a talk with Jubilost and see what he can tell us. Seems to be excited about the prospect of talking to the Baron. Ah, it's you. How can I help you? What are you jotting down in your notebook all the time? Notes on our adventures, good ideas that come to mind. I don't know how it is with you, but in my case, my mind is constantly producing thoughts and ideas worthy of writing down. Some I use in my articles and books, others I will share with the audience next time I speak at Foray Logos in Absalom. Some other thoughts should be kept out of the public view for a while. Our world isn't yet ready for certain revelations. Tell me about yourself. I've heard this request so many times. Well, as we're traveling together, I suppose I can give you an interview, free of charge, of course. Where are you from? All of Galarian is my home. I am a citizen of the world. Some might say my home is Absalom, but that great old patchwork city. It's there that my books and magazine articles are published, and there I am held in particularly high esteem, owing to my vast knowledge. In fact, once I was invited to the College of Mysteries itself. But I prefer to think of Absalom not as home, but headquarters, where I go to plan my next adventure. I've visited every country worth mentioning in Avestan and Garund. I've even trodden the exotic lands of Tian Xia. I've seen miracles you couldn't even imagine, and in every place I've been there was a home that would have gladly received a renowned explorer such as myself. Still, where were you born? You know, the line between persistence and importunity is very thin, and you risk crossing that line. Do you think I haven't mentioned my birthplace because of my forgetfulness? I was born in Baldur, if you must know. The empire is in decline nowadays, but still cherishes the illusion of its past glory. It's a country torn by prejudice. In Baldur, my mind was trapped in a cage of restrictions, birthright, poverty, and their beggars be damned attitudes. I left the country as soon as I understood it. So if you ever try to rekindle any patriotic feelings in me, you'll be disappointed. My first article in The Independence was about Baldur. The magazine was almost closed as a result of the scandal that followed, and it would have closed were it not for crowds of my supporters marching in protest under the windows of the publishing house, making its editors change their minds. You traveled so much. Tell me of your travels abroad. I've written a fair number of articles and essays on my journals, and if you'll excuse me, I haven't the slightest desire to retell them all to you right now. If you wish to learn about foreign lands, pick up any issue of The Independence and read all you like. I'm sure you can find my magazines even in this hole of a place. So you read books and magazine articles? I certainly do. I'm too generous not to share my thoughts and journeys with other minds who search for knowledge. Judging from your face, you don't belong in that category. Oh man, you got a big mouth. Among my scientific works, I recommend the range of articles published in the National Alchemy. If you prefer lighter reading, you might like Traveler's Essays or The Scandalous The Independence. If pictures capture your attention better than words, page through the Illustrated Atlas of Aviston. And you should give your cook a volume or two of my culinary almanacs. Trust me, it might help. Thanks for telling me about yourself. Tell me something about the history of the gnome race. What have I come to? Jubilost Northrupple, famous explorer, writer and scientist, is reduced to giving simple lessons in history. Very well, ask away. What questions do you have? How did gnomes appear on Golarion? They came here in ancient times from the First World. You do know what the First World is, right? Actually, I don't. If you don't, ask me about it some other time. I used to lecture on it at a couple of institutes. The First World is so called because it is believed to be the god's first draft of a subsequent plane that will later split into the material plane and the shadow plane. It is coterminous with the material plane and the shadow plane, but exists outside the standard cosmology, being somehow behind the other two planes. The unfinished First World lacks universal fixed laws of physics. Regions of the First World remain as test grounds for different, unfinished and sometimes mutable and evolving physical properties. Gravity is inconsistent between parts of the First World, and the speed of light is arbitrary and variable. Where these regions overlap, the reactions between the inconsistent laws can be unpredictable. The First World is home to all manner of strange creatures, apparently prototype versions of the plants and animals of the material plane, although its chief inhabitants are Fae, the most powerful of which are the creatures known as the Eldest. I see. According to the understanding I've accumulated, the gnomes were an immortal race until some of our especially insightful ancestors came up with the brilliant idea. They decided it would be fun to learn how it feels to be immortal. I would like very much to meet those gnomes. I wouldn't even kick them, I'd just look into their eyes without a single word. Too bad they're all long dead by now. As everyone knows, a stupid enough idea can be extremely contagious, so the gnomes caught this infection, all of them, without a hope for cure. So they found a way to Golarion and decided to settle here. And you'll never believe it, they got just what they wanted. They severed their link with the First World, they gained mortality, the bleaching, and a heap of local diseases that have been keeping our race on the verge of extinction ever since. Do gnomes live long? Certainly, long and happily ever after. We'd live as long as elves were it not for the bleaching. That's the curse of our race, which only struck after the gnomes left the First World. To put it simply, gnomes must constantly have new experiences. If a gnome gets into a rut, so to speak, he bleaches. We start to lose color, literally. Our skin and hair becomes pale, and the worst thing is that our soul loses color too. If the process continues unchecked, the gnome dies. History recalls only a few cases where gnomes actually died of old age. Most of them perish either because of the bleaching, or in the middle of some crazy adventure they've joined just to stave it off. The bleaching is the name given to the physical decolorization and aging of a gnome, and is caused by a lack of exposure to new and exciting experiences. This bleaching of color is accompanied by a psychological decline, first into depression and apathy, and eventually into madness and death. Gnome efforts to fend off the bleaching only serve to fuel their racial curiosity and whimsy, giving it somewhat of a manic edge. Some claim that the bleaching is a result of the gnomes leaving the First World thousands of years ago. Rare gnomes survive the bleaching and develop an enigmatic wisdom and connection to the natural world, earning them the name Bleachlings. So you travel so much as a way to fend off the bleaching? You see, I enjoy being alive. I like to eat pancakes in the morning. I like to write articles for magazines. I like it when I leave the publishing house in Epsilon and a crowd of fans immediately mobs me. So I don't intend to die at the peak of my life because of some stupid ancient curse. But don't you dare imagine that everything I do is just for fear of the bleaching. I tell people the truth about the world that surrounds them. My theoretical research aids the development of different branches of science in various institutes. Yes, sooner or later I'll bleach and die like any other gnome, but the name of the famous Jubilost Nordfruppel will live on through the ages. Let's change the subject. I'd like to learn more about the First World. Well, you asked the right person. I'm an expert in studying the First World. Give me your questions. What's it like? It's huge, wild, and extremely unfriendly to the unprepared traveler. Nothing remains constant there. Matter changes before your eyes. What was a mountain yesterday becomes a river today, and that river flows upwards. The trees touch the sky, the heat of the desert can melt metal, and hurricane winds can tear a person apart. But it would be wrong to think of the First World as the plane of total destruction. Creation is just as important there. The deserts spring alive into forests, and when the hurricane subsides, animals emerge from hiding, huge, wild, as untamed as the world itself. First World epitomizes life in its original chaotic meaning. There is a theory that gods used the First World as a training ground to practice their ability to create matter. Then they abandoned the First World to its own fate and wandered off to create Golarion. Some say that the inhabitants of the First World still hold a grudge against the gods for this. How can a person get there? Mainly through magic portals created by skilled magicians, but the price of such a portal is usually in excess of several thousands gold coins. There is another way, of course. There are documented cases where spontaneous portals to the First World have opened in remote places in Golarion, where, as mages say, the boundaries between the two worlds has grown thin. But spontaneous portals are rather dangerous. You never know what's lurking on the other side. Only desperate adventurers and madmen use them. And of course romantic suicidal idiots who think that it's good common sense is too boring. Are there any sentient beings in the First World? Of course, the Fae. And all their relatives. And all their relatives' relatives. And then some more Fae besides. Sometimes one meets leprechauns or satyrs there, which are actually another type of Fae, just called by another name. And all of them are immortal, by the way, at least within their own homeworld. The souls of the creatures of the First World have no connection with the realm of mortals. When a creature of the First World dies, its soul just materializes in another body, similar to its old one. It's not a pleasant experience, and the resurrected creature loses almost all of the powers and abilities it developed over its life, but keeps all its memories and personality. It's still much better than a mortal death, I would say. Sometimes the process doesn't even take long. Killer might meet his victim again the following week. Naturally, this immortality has influenced the way the First World inhabitants think. For instance, Fae enjoy mischief and tricks that can easily end in someone's death. The Fae think it's just funny, and anyone from another world who falls victim to such tricks doesn't end up having much to say at all. Once the gnomes were immortal relatives of the Fae. Who rules the First World? It's commonly assumed the eldest rule it. They are overseers, but more just a glorified version of Fae lords. Power attracts pompous blockheads in every world. It's fortunate then that this problem doesn't trouble your lands at all. But let's get back to the First World. The eldest possess the power to keep matter in the First World in a more or less constant state. That's why the Fae treat them as demigods and offer them prayers, just as we offer prayers to Desna, Erastil, or even Lamashtu. You know a lot about the First World. Have you ever been there? I haven't the opportunity yet, unfortunately. My studies of the First World are limited to the confused statements of witnesses or scribbles in their diaries. Also, I've studied the remains of some unfortunates who periodically fall out of spontaneous portals. I keep to the hope that sooner or later I'll manage to visit that wonderful place, and certainly the notes I'd write on the place would be far more extensive and informative than all the ramblings on the subject I've had to wade through. Naturally, the main concern of my expedition would be the safety of its leader, namely me. It would be extremely foolish to go that far and see that much only to lose the chance to tell anyone about it. Tell me, why have you studied the First World so thoroughly? I told you already, I like to be alive. I assure you, other gnomes share the same attitude. Between the bleaching, disease, and old age, we have a lot to yearn for. But the ancient gnomes, for some reason, decided that mortality, the bleaching, and all the diseases of Golarion are preferable to the immortality of the First World. Can't do anything to change that. But I can do something with my own life. I want to find a way back to the First World for all the gnomes of Golarion. Unfortunately, to do this, I can't just gather up all the gnomes and send them marching to the nearest portal. We're too attached to Golarion now. We've lost our connection with the chaos of the First World. We've become too mortal, if you see what I mean. When a gnome dies in the First World, he dies forever, like any visitor. There must be something that can be done to solve this problem, and I intend to find out what it is. Jubilost Nartropple, the hero who returned the gnome's home. It's a nice ring to it, wouldn't you say? Thank you for your conversation. I have to go now. Come back when you run out of clever ideas again. I'm sure I will. So, let's see. We were exploring a little bit of our lands. So I'm going to return to that. So the thing is that we have to be back on the 18th to make sure that we can check what Valerie, or I think it was Valerie. Valerie has the next assignment. So let's see, where can we go? This area, so the lighter area seems to be my land so far. Maybe I should take a look on the right here. Let's see. Oh, okay. So there is the Hodak Lair. That's one of the quests for Amiri. Verdant Chambers. This is where the nymph is waiting for us. The Cobalt Trail. Oh yeah, that's one of the leads from Ekundayo. The Dwarven Ruins are on the map, finally. Okay, we have the Troll Clearing, that's also from Ekundayo. We have the Lone House, which is where a wizard lives who knows about the trolls, apparently. So that's interesting. And other than that, let me take a look. Oh, and we have Sorrow Flow, which is a location where Cassie wants us to go to. So, let's see. Let's stay within our realm as much as possible, but let me quickly just see what there is to see on the right side here. On the right side of Solistar, across the river. And we'll see what we find. That's something we can claim for 15 BP, which gives us +2 military, so let's do that. And let's enter this location, the bridge over Gudrin River. Here we are. And as usual, we're going straight off the runway, or the walkway. Looking for loot in strange places. There we go, we found a shard of a ring. There is a bear, which shouldn't pose too much of an issue, I think. Yep. Not too much of an issue. We can't even skin it anymore now. Who did that? Oh, was a Smilodon with a critical? Oh, there is a whole bunch of wolves. Okay. Let's see, Lindsay. Sing a song. Riala. Go there. Okay, that was quite okay actually. Let's get some skins.
In due time.
How curious.
See if they were protecting something. There's another part of a ring there. Ooh, one moment. Don't run off. Don't run off yet. We'll get there in a sec. Let's quickly explore this side, see if there is more rings to be found. Or herbs or eggs. Nope, can't run down there, that's fine. Let's move up quickly here, see if there is anything to discover. Nope.
As it should be.
Alright, let's continue down. Or towards the bridge.
Blood for Gorum!
That's a worm, okay. Oh, that's a whole bunch of them. Yeah, these Smilodons, they're really super good. It's unbelievable. Like, and to have two of them, that's really great. Actually.
What a surprise.
Let Lindsay figure this one out.
Applause, please.
And we found a magical half plate. Alright. And we found the river. Now all we have to do is discover the bridge.
In due time.
How curious.
Here's some more to give to the blind elf. There is a lot of pieces here of this bridge. Somehow it used to be a more impressive structure. And we have some more wolves who haven't seen us coming yet. Well,
Running won't help you!
that's correct. There we go. Some more skins. Let's check out this side of the map as well. Or this side of the river. It's another bear. He's already... Oh, I was gonna say he's already running. Oh, there's a whole clique of bears now. Alright.
Open.
Jesus, these Smilodons are good. Smilodons are taking out bears easily. At least we can still skin them. There is enough left to skin them.
All according to plan.
What a surprise.
And some valuables, that's always welcome.
Follow my lead.
And more wolves. Bang, down they go. We can start like a business in animal skins. The way that we're progressing. Oh, there is either a really big monster coming up. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Alright. I thought this would give us some valuables to discover, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. At least we got a bunch of skins out of it. Not that they're worth much, but you know.
We've down better ones.
A Hodag? Oh wow. Okay, that was the first time we faced Hodags, I think. And we can skin them too, alright. More bones. And there is a lair that we are going to enter. I'm guessing there's gonna be more Hodags in here. Seeing that there is a whole... Yikes. Crag Linorm. I don't think we can take this one, but let's just try for the hell of it, because it is super funny. Yep, we can't take this one. Have to remember all these locations where there is monsters to kill. Because for sure in, you know, like a couple of sessions I won't remember this. Okay, let's see if we can cross this bridge somehow. Or if there is a bridge guardian that's gonna stop us, or an encounter. So far it looks to be clear. Collect some
All
more
according to
stuff.
plan.
Check out this side of the riverbed.
Stand with me.
And some more meat and skins. There we go. Another medallion. We found a duck. It's not even Glorantha. Alright, it's worth walking up to here, I guess. Let's see. Nothing more to find here. Maybe we can find some hidden stuff on the other side. Let's see. Or maybe some more wolves or something we can take out.
In due time.
To victory!
Oh, some more bandits. Oh, some more critical hits. Yep. Like if we're facing regular bandits, it's not gonna do much anymore. Let's collect all of their stuff. There was something here. Ooh, nice. That's good loot. What's this? Syrup? Okay.
That is not far.
It's just not my lucky day.
I do not believe this is possible.
Oh, and something that is locked that we cannot pick. Well now.
How curious.
Well, that happens sometimes. Some more money
As it should be.
from the storyteller. Jumping squirrel. Let's see if
I failed. I'm
Lindsay
sorry.
or Riala can get into this.
This task is beyond me.
Nope, I cannot. Okay. Well, that's given us enough to level up again, it seems. So we'll be doing that soon. So I want to go further to the right, follow the river here. There's, let's see what this is. Sapphire Field, economy +3. Oh wow. That's a good region to get. Lake Silverstep Village. Small fishing village sits snugly on the shore of Lake Silverstep. The most noticeable landmark nearby is a big cliff that rises over the lake, the location's high point. Local villagers live off the fish in the lake, but these accommodations often lead to conflict. The local Nixies have taken a fancy to the picturesque, maybe, countryside, and they don't think very highly of their noisy neighbors. Yeah. And there is something happening in the kingdom. Is that something that we need to check out immediately? That's the question. Let's continue for a second over here. Lover's Grave. Culture +3. But this is not in lands for us to claim at the moment. Yeah, that's correct.
A rest would be welcome.
So let's take a quick rest. There's a Lonely Barrow. Is that something we want to take a look at? 16th. Yes, we do. Oh, this is a dungeon or something. Looks like there's spiders in here. Oh, interesting.
In due time.
This looks really cool. It's a bunch of bandits, it seems. In the dim light, you come across a group of armed men with swords and bows. Two of them are squatting near the body of a halfling. Spotting you, one of the men stands up and regards you with a crooked sneer. Well now, men, look. Corpse that don't know it's dead yet. What, you come to loot the place? You're too late, we were here first and we're keeping what we found. We're scholars, see? This is our find. Valerie looks at the bandit, then the corpse at his feet. She reaches for her weapon. Dirty marauders, we cannot let them go. Who are you? Why are you doing here? Can't you see for yourself? Researchers, we are researching the script now. Everything we find, why we give to the poor. We're here on a job, see? The one here hired us. The leader nods at the halfling corpse on the floor. Needed help to get into these ruins, and we were like, why not? But a shame. Soon as the little one showed us the way in, he became ill. Must be the excitement, I bet. Such villainy. You murdered a man who trusted you, and now, to cap it off, you dare to utter threats against the legitimate ruler of these lands? Short of it is, the crypts are fine. We'll deal with the traps ourselves and starts researching right away. And you better leave before you catch something. What is this place? Why should I? We just pry the door open, then we'll see who's buried there and how much gold's with them. There are some markings on the pillars over there. Also, that halfling idiot wouldn't shut up about some old book. Satisfied? Now get while you still can. Oh, that's a fun one. You know this is a plague tomb, right? All these corpses died from disease. My blessings preserve me. What about you? Why are you trying to deceive these scoundrels? The only thing they deserve is immediate payback for their pillaging. You take me for an idiot, dwarf? Let's see how clever you are after we run you through. Oh well. Okay, so there is 4 bandits that I can see. So, Smilodon, how about you charge... You cannot charge anyone? Charge that one then, okay. You can charge this one.
Anything is
Lindsay
possible.
can do another song.
I'm listening.
We can rage. And is this one wielding a bow yet? Okay, so Lindsay, why don't you cast Hideous Laughter on this guy? See if he lasts that long, actually. Probably not. Never mind. They're all dead. Okay. Collect all that stuff. See what this person has. Torn Book of Transmutations and Bodily Potions Part 3. Okay, well, let's collect all his stuff. What's this floating thing?
All according to plan. Follow my lead.
Oh, we're we have heavy encumbrance again. All right. So let's head on out for now. And we can always come back and figure out what to do here further. So the 16th. Okay, let's head. Are we in the kingdom yet? No, we are not. So let's head over here. Now we are. Okay. So let's see what happened in the kingdom. We have a proposal for cooperation. 3 merchants from Absalom have arrived in the region. They're ready to do business with the barony if their conditions are met. Will expire on the 1st of the next month. Okay, let's see. We can put Valerie in there in 1 day. Yes. So I guess it would be a good time to travel back now, sell all that stuff. And there seems to be another location in the middle here, next to Solistar.
I tire.
So we are gonna head back to Solistar now. And one moment, because I think something happened here again. Rumor has it that an unknown self-taught master, okay, so the regent organized a fair and reserved the best spot for the young artisan's tent. So we received 3 community, 1 loyalty and 1 economy and 3 build points. So loyalty is at 32 at the moment. The loyalty statistic indicates the citizens' favor. So is that something that we can level up to rank 2? That kind of makes sense, I guess, if that's possible. But I need to check out how to do that. Okay, so this is positive, so that means that now we can send Valerie on her way to arrange the proposal for cooperation, so get some, hopefully some more community. And then there is 1 more day, and then let's see, Amiri, I'm mixing up all the names. Then Amiri is back from the bandits' outrage. So yeah, let's wait for that, and then we'll see what happens, and then we can send her to the troublemakers.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
So the squad sent by the general defeated the bandit gang and returned with a small portion of the plunder. So we got 20 BP and +3 military. Okay, that's great. And now we can basically... Ah yeah, so this is something to level up, so that happens automatically. I don't have to look for it, right? An advisor wants to discuss an urgent matter that concerns the barony's future. Yeah. Okay, but first we're gonna send Amiri over here. start that event, and then head into the throne room, I guess, or at least into the city so that I can sell a bunch of stuff. Okay, I've sold off everything, and I just noticed that Ikundayo is out here, so as with all the companions, I'm gonna have a conversation with him as well. I also purchased another bag of holding, which should make it easier for us to carry all that stuff around, so that would be that's very handy to have. Forgive me, friend, my thoughts are on Kargat right now. Tell me about yourself. Don't want to rake up the past, not now, when the wound still bleeds. Must kill Kargat and regain my peace. In that case, we'll talk later. Well, that was a short conversation. So let's head into the throne room. Since you made me the troops chief, listen to what I tell you. You need more people. The ones we have now are weaklings and cowards. If we don't get any good fighters, our neighbors will smash us whenever they want. Just so you know, you should pick better fighters. I don't want to deal with overgrown kids who complain about every scratch. Don't just take anyone who wants it, or else we'll have barracks full of pansies. What are you gonna do with pansies? We need them strong and gutsy, or it's no point. Let's select the strongest and most skillful recruits. I need real fighters. That's, I guess, what Amiri likes. Right. Just like I say, no idea why I come to you. I could just do it all myself. Okay, so did that open up something new? Let me quickly take a look at the kingdom management. The Baron granted the advisor an audience to discuss the matter at hand and gets +1 military. Okay. So, talented recruits. +1 bonus to resolving any problem with the general, that's great. Costs 50 BP and requires 14 days to solve. But of course we need the general for that, yes. And is that the rank up? Yeah. Oh, and we... okay. Spend 2 weeks resolving the loyalty of citizens in the barony. That's a rank up one. Okay, now I get it. So this advances time for 14 days, right? Yes. Okay, so what is the current status and who do we need for that actually? Let me take a quick look. That's Tristian. Okay, he's available. So, let's see. This happens in 6 days. So all of these 3 will be resolved when I get back from the thing with Tristian, right? That should be the case. So, why don't we try that? And start this project, and then 14 days from now, so then the other 3 projects will be finished as well. Okay, so Build points and income. Build points are the barony's main resource. They are required for settlement upgrades, construction, project management, and so on. The barony treasure's weekly income is 30 BP sent by Jamandi Aldori from Brevoy. Apart from that, your territories have their own individual income, which consists of their basic income plus other BP sources. Basic income depends on your barony's stats. Each rank adds 1 BP per point to the weekly income, but the total a rank contributes to basic income cannot exceed the profitability of your economy. Okay, so the barony's economy rank equals 3. It adds 3 BP to the weekly income. The population rank equals 5. But it cannot add more than 3 BP to the weekly income due to the barony's economy. Ah, okay, so economy is super important, it seems. So let's see. So this gives 1 BP. This gives it loses 1 BP due to low economy. Ah, okay, so we need to increase the economy so that we can rank. If we can rank up economy, then we can get the both the BP points from loyalty, right? That's how I understand it. And we're losing 3 from taxes. Okay. Whew. There is a lot more to this than I thought, actually. So, thanks to the Counselor and the Barons, subjects' loyalty to their ruler has reached new heights. Okay, that's great. Negotiations were a success. The region guaranteed the merchant extensive support and they agreed to supply construction material at significantly lower prices. So this gives us 10 BP and 3 community and 2 economy. So is that already factored in here? No, I don't think so. 3 community and 2 economy. So will that go to 20 then? No. The Enchanted Wind. Alas, nothing of note occurred during the High Priest's special ceremony. Okay, that's a pity. And then the general, or guards and soldiers managed to capture the instigators before the region descended into full rebellion. Military +3. Okay, that's great. That is great. And now there's a whole bunch of events, new ones. Yeah, this is super extensive. Let me make a quick save again. A heartbroken mother begs for help. An important visitor has arrived, demands an audience. Event of the month. The locals are bored and don't know what to do with themselves. This is the perfect moment to hold a celebratory event, but what exactly? We can choose harem for that, okay. Mysterious cult promoting idleness and debauchery has emerged in the region. This depravation must be stopped. This can be either Valerie or harem. Okay. And then the troll sightings. That is being taken care of by Amiri. Let's see. Oh, there is a whole bunch of more projects. There is the research into the curse, which I still haven't begun yet. That requires 50 BP. Trade agreement with Mivon. Mivon will dispatch troops to watch the trade routes that connect with our capital, plus 1 BP per week. But that costs us 100 BP. So this takes quite a long while to become profitable, actually. And the question is, I have no idea how long we are gonna play. Are we gonna play like multiple years? Like, I don't know, are we gonna play until 4725? If so, then it makes sense to do this, but if not, then it doesn't make a lot of sense. Talented recruits, plus 1 bonus to resolving, yeah, so this is something Amiri needs to do. There is no, this is to level up, yes, okay. But Amiri is currently occupied. This is also 100 BP to rebuild Temple of the Elk. This is something that I don't want to do right now. And this is another trade agreement, which is very similar actually. Okay, so we can rank up the military. But Amiri is gone for 28 days now. Are there other projects that we can do? Let's first take a look at what these visitors want. Yeah, let's do that first. Running a kingdom, man, it's exhausting. What happened to just walking into a dungeon and kicking some butt and then that's it? Huh. Okay, here we go. Important visitor number 1. Stefano Mosconi. The man before you reeks of vanity. His black hair is curled, styled and generously waxed from the hair atop his head to the points of his moustache. His cheeks and forehead are powdered white, giving him a pallid look. His hands rest casually on the golden hilt of his rapier. As he approaches, a mean, sly smile appears on his face, clearly practiced and prepared in advance. The ruler of this barony, I'm flattered by your attention, Sir Stefano Mosconi of Patax, at your service. What brings a Pataxian noble to my barony? I was just traveling back home to glorious Patax. After paying a visit to Restov, all in service to King Castruccio Irovetti, I thought I might take a day to visit the capital of Patax' bold new neighbor. I must say I really should have spared myself the trouble. It's hardly worth seeing. A 5-year-old could tell you're deliberately trying to offend me, Sir Stefano. Perhaps you could just tell us directly what it is you came here for. You know, the initial goal of my visit was to take measure of your so-called barony, to see if you had anything of value to offer to Patax. And do you know what I found? Nothing. You have absolutely nothing to offer. Military weak, culture weak, economy weak. You'd best pray to all the gods that my king Irovetti doesn't declare war on you. On the other hand, maybe you should pray he conquers you. The mess of a barony could use the rule of a proper king. No matter how weak my barony may be, you have no right to speak to me in such a tone. Indeed, what was I thinking? What value could there be in speaking to someone who can barely understand the words of an educated noble? I learned what I wished to know. I bid you farewell. Oh boy. A peasant woman, her face soaked with tears, approaches you quickly. Oh, your grace, who is me? I've met my darkest hour. You're my last hope. By all the gods ever prayed to, don't leave me in need. My name is Jenna Tennyson. Our village is a short way from here. It's been 2 days since my boy Take ran away, and I haven't seen him since. We've searched and searched, but it's no use. If you don't find him, no one else will. Do you have any idea where he might be? There is this old hag in the Gnarl Marches, a swamp witch. I won't say her name out loud, don't even ask. The mere thought of her chills the blood in my veins. She has the evil eye and she eats people. She even turns into a black raven and soars in the sky. It's sure as day that she took my boy. Do people disappear here frequently? They sure do. There are many hazards around. It's hard to name them all. Wild beasts in the forest and monsters and some troublins and bandits and whatever. Even adults have a hard time surviving here. And for a little kid, I'll try and find them. Oh, your grace, thank you so much. I'll be praying to Erastil to grant you long life. If there's any news, I'll be nearby in the tavern. May the good gods help you. Right. And more. Ah, it's Jod. Your grace, we finally cleared all the spiders from the barony. Though it wasn't easy. Several people died, poisoned by spiders, some cattle perished, but for the most part everything worked out. How about you start clearing the trolls from the barony? I wonder, was this flood of spiders truly caused by that curse? I mean, the curse must be ancient and very ominous. Spiders were definitely scary as well. They weren't ancient and ominous. I agree with Lindsay, that does seem strange. Seems more like the plot of an insane dryad than a true curse. Then how can we explain the dismal atmosphere on Bald Hilltop? The pressure both of us felt there, Jod. Maybe the curse drove the poor dryad insane, causing her to lead the spider invasion to the barony. In any case, I have alarming news. As soon as the spider invasion was over, I visited the Bald Hilltop again. It's grown quiet once more, and just as gloomy as before. I don't think the curse is broken, just laying low, like a monster that rests before it feeds again. What? Again? I'm sorry for bringing the bad news. Unfortunately, we failed to defeat this curse for good. How much time do we have? Oh, a fair amount, I'd say half a year or even more. Now that the Bald Hilltop is quiet again, I can barely feel its evil will. I'm sure we will have enough time to prepare for the next attack. I want to deal with this problem once and for all. What do you recommend? Yes, let's level the Bald Hilltop to the ground and put an end to this curse. I doubt we will be able to defeat it in such a straightforward fashion. The heart of the curse is undoubtedly centered on the Bald Hilltop, but the spiders appeared all throughout the barony. I don't think we are going to do any damage to the curse by destroying the hilltop. I would expect exactly the opposite. We'd only provoke it into attacking again, immediately, on the heels of the last. No, the best we can do for now is make sure we're prepared for the next attack. Don't be such a pessimist, Tristian. We might truly be able to overcome the curse, but only by studying it thoroughly. Your Grace, I will gather all the information available on the situation and get to work. Well, let's prepare for the next attack. Very wise. If only we knew more about the curse, we might figure out some way to fight it. I don't understand. I spoke to the locals. They never had any spider invasions before. Nothing ever happened in the Bald Hilltops before either, but now spiders and the curse, right when the new barony appeared in the Stolen Lands. All of this seems highly coincidental. Get ready for anything, yeah. Okay, so this gives us a whole bunch of new stuff to do, it looks like. Let's see how to build. Unlock any secondary stat of your barony. Resolve 10 events. Ruling a barony is a tough job, especially when new troubles arise on a regular basis. Fortunately, a true ruler can rely on their loyal advisors to handle even the most urgent of tasks. Okay. So, let's see, an ancient curse. Ah, I see, we had to go there. I thought I said just wait for a month. No? That's gonna be for the next episode. I kind of have to look all these things over and see what we have to prioritize, because there is so much going on right now. I have to level up the characters as well. We'll do that in between episodes. And then I will see you for some more, probably kingdom management and some more exploration. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, by all means hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more, and I will see you in the next video.